You see Riggs is just, he is on guard. He hears it too. You may work 4 times as far, but it's going to be easier on your body, right? Better and easier to maintain your core body temperature. So let's see if we can't find it. Let's just sit here and be quiet and be still. So with the vegetation as thick as it is, you know, the probability of discovery of somebody breaking light discipline and actually being able to see movement between the terrain and the vegetation is extremely limited. He probably should be coming directly towards us now. He's probably only 100 meters out, but in vegetation like this, man, you can't see that far. You see Riggs is just, he is on guard. He hears it too. Sound travels very uniquely in a dense forest like this. So it's 9:40. We just got back from checking in on the hunter. He's not consuming a lot of water, which based off of how much his core temperature raised in the last 3 hours, we'll probably come back to catch him, get him a little dehydrated if he doesn't watch that. So parts of this AO are riddled with areas that you can use to help pick up some ground, right? This area had a fire in it and lost a lot of the vegetation, and so some of it's just barely now starting to come back up. And while you can use it to your advantage to increase speed, obviously you lose a lot of the concealment that terrain would have provided, right? But as you've seen, you know, in other places, the stronger the concealment, that means the heavier the manzanita. And so it's also important to remember, you know, how does vegetation grow, right? So if you think about it, you know, sometimes it's so basic, we forget to remember it when we need it. Down inside of the draws, that's where all your water runoff is going to be collecting and moving downhill. So the more water, the more vegetation, right? The higher you come up on a spur, the less vegetation there's going to be. And again, if you move back down, you're going to have more vegetation. In this AO, the more vegetation equals manzanita. So yeah, you think about what the water does. In other areas, the more water, the more oak trees you're going to have as opposed to pine trees, or the more red cedar that you'll have, because they just require more water. So you're trying to use this to your advantage to help gain some intelligence that is actionable. You can operate off of it as you're moving through a particular AO. One of the easiest things to do, although a straight line of shot is easier to move, as the crow flies this way, it's easier to follow a contour line and work around. You may work 4 times as far, but it's going to be easier on your body, right? Better and easier to maintain your core body temperature. And some other variables is there as well. So we're going to get Scout on the move. Game trails can be deceiving. We may be able to pick one up like we did earlier and was just on one. Game is going to be able to work through all this vegetation a lot easier than we are. So while you may think that it may lead to a good open area, it's not always the case. A lot of times those game trails come up and be overrun. So there are some roads that cut through the AO like we're on right now. These roads are danger areas. Provide too much opportunity for observation. As much as it would speed you up, sometimes speed is not your friend. Riggs, come. more men now than ever before are suffering from an outbreak that scientists now call low M. You and your compadres have already been exposed to this deadly and viral disease. But there is a cure. For your family, for our nation, we need you to take this now as quickly as possible to reverse the damages before it's too late. The Tears of a Kami are a proprietary blend, a clinically proven set of virtues, values, and beliefs, guaranteed to get you stoked and return balance to your masculinity. Discover more today at youtube.com/Stokermatic. Team, if you want to master your craft and develop your tactical virtue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.